Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpack. Well, today is the last episode for equestrian age concept. Yes, we'll talk about Du metropolis, and today to pair with it is more of a political term. Ju. I translate as a region. It looks like metropolis region. Like, what's the difference? Okay, if you look at the left side of this particular character, Jun, it means the ruler of the country. And when we pair something with the ruler in there to define a place, that's almost like the place from the perspective of ruling, from the, I guess, the governing perspective. So it's kind of like a political division rather than a geographical division of a piece of land under one regime. So that's Jun. So compared with the metropolis, which is more likely to formed organically by trade, by concentration of people naturally over time that become like metropolis. Jun is more, some singular person's willpower to how they see fit. And of course, they can choose to follow the naturally formed gathering of people to segregate different regions, but it's totally a political term. Okay, the left side, uh, okay, the left side, why it becomes the ruler. Okay, what does the ruler do? Rulers rule, right? Rulers set the rules. How they set the rules? They set the rules by communicating with the people he most likely, or sometimes she, govern. And so this communication behavior, of course, like a ruler has many jobs. Job description probably way long than one episode can contain. But the Chinese um, abstract the communication function of that ruler because that's observable behavioral level appearance of what rulers do, right? The other things that are not so visible to the public, from the perspective of the language users, then may not be easy to abstract or refer to aspect of the ruler. So communication, how do we express communication? We have both verbal and written communication formats here. Let me unpack. We all know this um, shape. I call it a smiley face or smiley mouth shape, but it turned out it was totally misconception. It's not like upturn the corner when you smile, but this is more about the container that picture a pot, and then we have the handles on the side. So food or dining utensils back then, or actually cookware back then, associated with dining. And eventually, this cookware as an imagery, because everybody who eat, who cook, all of us, right, are familiar with the shape. And that eventually associated with the diner, with eating. And so this becomes the mouse symbol. And of course, mouse has another function, which is communicating. So this shape, not only from this cookware, not only means the mouse that's a consumer, but also the mouse who can say something. So this is verbal communication. And then the rest of it is written communication, how we express that. Okay, we have three finger hand symbol reaching from the bottom right of the corner. So particularly this is your right hand. And then we have this line go down that probably abstracted or simplified is basically a pen. In ancient times, they probably use brushed pen. And then this is a hand holding a pen. So that's our written communication. So communication, kind of like, I guess, PR in today's term for any president or governance or cabinet, and they need to do a good job at a PR, like a public relationship, a public communication to let people know what they're thinking, what they want to rule, how they want to rule. So this rule setting communication part was captured here to become the ruler concept. And then the right side, again, we have this 耳刀旁, this shape like an ear, but that's an abstraction. When we look at 2,000 years ago, we have the land, which is the small circle over there. Even if it's small, it means the whole land below us. It's a super abstraction, out of proportion abstraction. So we cannot picture it as a realistic depicting of it, especially it's located on top of a person. This is a person sitting on the hill. And in comparison to that, it looks like a ball, like holding on top of that person. But no, it's a separate piece. So it's abstracted differently and not necessarily in proportion measured to the human figure below it. Okay, so place, people, people in submission because it's on the sitting on the hill, which means that person is not going to fight you. It's a submission posture because to fight you, they has to stand up first, right? That's already lost a few seconds, and so kneeling on the heels definitely is not a fighter position. So place and people you govern together means the unit of governing. And then we have this ruler, like determined distriction, kind of draw it up into different regions, and then that becomes jun. And in today's world, when we say jun, when we use this character, most likely it means county level. It's not like state level, like a big difference. But this character over history change its size as well. So this abstract concept used by different rulers at different ages throughout history can mean different things. So I guess in a sense, what a character, Chinese character entails, exactly what that means. It's simply a convenience of labeling. You can remap it. You can cut the meaning to its original size of governing to a different size. So, anyways, before Qin is the first unified China dynasty by the guy who built this underground army, terracotta army in China. So, before him ruled the whole country, Jun is a smaller concept than xian. There's another concept that's describing a piece of land. I guess, yeah, it's according to some books, it's like one piece of xian can be divided, can be quadranted into four jun. And now after this Qin Shi Huang came in power, probably he realized that's him, the ruler in that concept. So that concept grow our size, the xian, the original. So xian is basically here. So it outgrow the size of the xian and becomes a bigger region. And in particular, this unified, I guess the map of China changed over history as well. As the first unified Chinese land, it doesn't have many portions like Tibet or Xinjiang that, this later add that we talked about. Xinjiang is like a new frontier. So besides that big portion of current China, and that was a smaller scale of China back then, the dynasty then, and then he drew that up into 36 jun. So you can almost see it equivalent of today's state level. So jun, xian. So jun starts before xian. And I guess over time, different eras would grab different Chinese characters to mean roughly the same concept. All right, so xian is district. Both of them are land and population together, separation to draw up into different pieces, right? And over history, they may flip flop. Okay, Jun Shui talks about this regional tax. So I guess it's equivalent to today's state tax. In Qin's era, this first emperor obviously is a system thinker and set up the whole land, kind of unify the language, unify the transportation, like standardized unit of measurement, all that. So the huge piece of land, like before him, is only regional. Everybody get their own language, their own style, and things are not matching up, not aligned. So he aligned everything. So it becomes one regime under one governance. So region tax probably is the equivalent of today's state tax. 小郡主, okay. This particularly 小郡主, little region master. Okay, what do you think that would be? Probably not what you guessed because it's a term. Um, Specifically, it means gendered term. It's actually this master of this region is a princess, not a prince, princess. And I guess from the ruler point of view, the ruler at some point becomes fathers, and daughters are endearing to them. And so when the ruler is going to, I guess, indulge the daughters would give them piece of region, like a state, give you to govern. Okay, so this 小郡主, 小 is also this little is endearing term to show affection. And of course, if you are from the father's point of view, 小郡主 is the regional governor, simply because it's it's the daughter. But from anybody who is below I guess, the royal family, then 小郡主 is a kind of respectable term to mean, especially because this is their boss, basically. If they got the legal rights back then, assigned by the ruler of the country, and even if it's a she, and even if she is probably young, and then still your master is little region master. So 小郡主 eventually became this alternative term for the princess of the land of the ruler. So there we go. And I think yesterday we have Shanghai to represent metropolis. And today is very appropriate to show Beijing as 郡, as region. Thank you very much for your time. See you another day.